afraid you've gone and upset me again. Oh, you do that so often now, don't you? If you keep on doing that, I might actually have to believe you when you say we're not good for each other. And that would upset me so. Shush, shush, shush. Don't speak. That's how you got into all this trouble to begin with, after all. You opening your big mouth. That's not to say I don't love it when you speak. I love your voice. Clear and bright as the morning day. But what you have to say with that voice can make even the most beautiful music sound like noise. And I've come to hate noise so. Besides, the noises you make now sound all the sweeter, and you wouldn't want to disrupt me while I'm working now, would you? Just think, a sprocket missing here, a spring out of place there, and why, you might end up broken beyond repair as the teeth of the gears that now spin inside you gnash you into pieces, eating you from the inside out. The process I'm putting you through now would be about as dangerous as open heart surgery on a human, so I advise you not to distract me, but you may have noticed that you do not feel the kind of pain a human undergoing such an operation would feel. That's because you are human no longer. Oh, sure, you have the eyes that blink and the ears that hear and the mind that thinks enough to put it all together, but you're about as human as a mere doll. Dolls have always been my favorite, ever since I was small. That should bring you some peace at least, but it's not just about their cute little faces and the hair that you can brush and the little outfits they can wear, but the idea that they're the ideal sort of motherless children, made in humanity's image to look any which way one would like, and not just limited to those with the ability to bear them. Anyone can make a doll if they really try. It's why I try. The only difference between me and anyone else off the street is that I try to be good. I try to be so good. But not everyone can be as good as me. The same way not everybody can be a doll. That makes you special. It brings me no mirth to admit that, though. You took advantage of your own specialness to me, to hurt me. And I paid back such pain tenfold, not with pain, but the absence of it. The absence of all sensation beyond the cold and the rigid and the fragile. Listen to the tick, 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 tick of all those little gears. You should be able to feel them click, 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 clicking inside you in the same way that you could once feel your heart beat, beat, beat inside your chest. You should feel the way I pull your stitches closed, taut with string, or the paint pulling too heavy on your cheeks. And yet you don't. Not a thing. I bet you're wondering how I was able to craft you with skin that feels like the softness of human flesh, but still so utterly cold like porcelain. Or how I'm able to open your chest and find no bile, no blood, no bone, but gears and sprockets and springs and things of all sorts that run in a much more delicate tandem than the human life you're once so fortunate to have. Would it make you feel better to know that I stripped the skin from your bones and merely sloughed it onto a mechanical framework? Or that I whispered a spell made out of 100 children's wishes to rob you of the life you once knew? Knowing such a thing would only be practical if you needed to worry about being put back together into the form you once knew and took for granted. So, needless to say, it's the kind of concern that you can put out of your mind as easily as it came to you. And besides, that sort of thing is only useful to things that can actually move and breathe and speak. And here you are, doing none of those things. But I'll be generous. And I am generous. And thoughtful. And kind. And talented. And I did not deserve that. I did not deserve that or anything else that you did to me. I know that. And I know that you did something else. Something worse to make me feel like this. And I know it'd be easier for you if I did actually have some kind of low self-esteem to believe that everything in this world happens for a reason, that I was made to be pushed around. I'm a doormat, a little lamb, a sheep, surrounded by wolves, but I don't believe that. I do not. Shows how well you really know me, considering we have, what did you say? Such a connection. Such a fat load of tripe. You knew I'd fall for it because I'd want to fall for it, and when I did, what did you and your little cronies do but laugh and laugh and laugh at the stupid little doll maker who thought she could be a doll too? As delicate and beautiful as spun glass with arms open for the adoration that never came. It shattered me. You shattered me. I was wonder itself, with wings of a dove, and you pulled me back to earth to smash me with that noise, that braying, that laughter, that scorn. It could have killed me, and I, unlike you, have no one left to piece together my broken heart. But I suppose we give to others what we cannot give ourselves. As if I needed to know I could love as much as I did without knowing how much I had to lose. So, you know, I'd hate to admit it, but I do have to thank you. You've reminded me of who I am, who I'm supposed to be. The bridesmaid is never the bride, and the minute the toy maker forgets who's making who, they become subject to the whims of being toyed with themselves, and oh my, you have to forgive me. I'm afraid I lost my train of thought. I'm used to working to music, and when there's none to play, I have a tendency to use my own voice to fill the air. It's like company to me. But really, I do have to thank you kindly for reminding me of my place. It's why you're a doll at all. I'm doing you a good turn when I know I simply could have done what I did with all the others. All your little friends. Left you as a jack-in-a-box, covered it in locks, and thrown away the key, but oh, you do have such a lovely bone structure. And although you may be cute, you are not worth the scare to see. But just think about that face of yours, by the by, because you will have a lot of time to think. And think about the fact that it's the one thing that keeps getting you in and out of trouble. It was the very thing that charmed me from the start, as shallow as it may sound, but as I got to know you more and more, I've learned that your face is the only charming thing about you. And despite knowing that that pretty face lives with an ugly mind behind it, with the kind of toxic heart that could endure an oil spill, I cannot deny that it's still a pretty face, and that's all a doll needs to have. But I am generous. Very, very generous. Very generous. So although you no longer have lungs to fill with air or muscles to move your limbs, I'll grant you a voice. I do hope you recognize my sacrifice, though. A doll without a voice is such a beautiful thing. So talented, so beautiful. Spinning on a single toe with the elegance of a ballerina. No voice to object, to raise dismay, to scoff or whine or bicker or sneer. Not a single note. And with no way to say no. The only thing the doll can do is what it's told. Sing for me, songbird. Try out your new voice. Are you really gonna deny me that? I know! It's genius, right? Not just another doll to be placed on the shelf or tossed haplessly to the ground. No, you're far too delicate for that. You're special. Too special to be ordinary, so why not make you extraordinary? Why not make you the company I so desire to begin with? I already told you that while I work, I like to fill the air with the sounds of the most beautiful variety. And what's more beautiful than the delicate notes wound onto a music box? In fact, play me a tune right now. Or I'll play one myself, like you ever had the choice. Just think now, with the twist of your clockwork gears, that this is as close as you'll get to the natural vitality of human life for the rest of your days. Standing so serenely, so dutifully, as you spin and dance on your little turntable, putting on the most beautiful show, performing your little ticking heart out, only for the gears and mechanisms and the whirring of all the little pieces in between to start to wind down. As your body slows to a halt, every note escaping you in a struggle as the forces that bind you break you into pieces. And just think, it might be days, months, even years before somebody cares to wind you up again. But you get to stand there, oh so pretty for me. Until that day comes, and you love every second of it, stuck as a statue. I see the fear in your eyes. I know the fear. The way it glistens like tears. The only piece of your body that has not been replaced by wood or fabric or porcelain or gears is your very own tears. So you better appreciate those tears, because you'll be painted to smile through every single drop. Sing for me. Something in minor and slow. You rob me of my own agency inside the love I've always wanted. Now I deny you yours. Sing for me.